Guys, Whitehall finished each of the last 2 regular seasons with a perfect 9-0 record, and each time the Vikings off with a win against Unity Christian. So could they do it again? Start of the first quarter, Whitehall with the ball, and they are ready to start the season off with a victory. Camden Thompson with the pass to Cordy Anderson. He stumbles but manages to make it in the end zone. Whitehall's up 7-0. Second quarter now, the Crusaders try and even the score. Nolan Weiss weaves his way through for a touchdown. UC is up 8-7. Crusaders are feeling hot now, but can they keep the streak going? Yes, they can. The ball's back in the end zone for another touchdown for Unity Christian. Crusaders widen the lead 15-7. The Vikings still can't make anything happen. UC keeps the lead 22-7 now at the half. UC keeping the energy up at the start of the third. Huge pass from Jackson DeHope to Isaac Steenstra for the catch, and he keeps on going. 40 yards to the end zone. Crusaders break Whitehall's typical Game 1 winning streak, 43-21, the final. Guys, West Ottawa used to play Zeeland High School all the time, but when that one school split into 2, the rivalry was put on a hiatus until the Panthers met the Ducks tonight. First quarter, the Ducks are on the 5 and slide in for a touchdown from Ander Vanderswag. Zeeland is up 8-0. Still in the first, the Panthers try and close that early lead. Huge pass from Connor Knapp, and it's complete to Ruben Esparza, and he runs it all the way to the end zone. Huge pass there. Touchdown for the Panthers, but Zeeland West keeps the lead 8-6. West Ottawa is still trying to bridge that gap. Another stellar pass from Connor Knapp, and this time Abel Anaya, and he almost makes it. Panthers now only a few yards from the end zone. Caden Forbes struggles but manages to push and shove his way through for another Panthers touchdown. But the Ducks have their eyes on the prize. A massive run from Keaton Hendricks all the way from the 23rd yard line, and he brings it in for another touchdown. Zeeland West takes the victory 42-22 over the Panthers. Jacob, this was a non-conference showdown between 2 undefeated teams. The Hawks made this road trip hoping for their first ever win against the Crusaders. First quarter, Isaac Steenstra sneaks through for an easy touchdown, but they missed the 2-point conversion. The score is 6-0. And the Crusaders are feeling hot, starting the game off strong with a touchdown. But the Hawks are ready to even the score. Max Farrick with the catch off the kick, and he is running. And he keeps on going all the way to the end zone. Hawks in the lead now, 7-6. But Isaac Steenstra is back in the game, and he's ready to take back the lead. A throw from Jackson DeHoop, and he rockets back into the end zone. Crusaders are up again, 14-7. Crusaders are loving this early lead, and they have no signs of stopping. DeHoop now on his way, weaving through to the end zone, and Unity Christian keeps that lead. Another touchdown for DeHoop, and Crusaders are on fire. Unity Christian wins 44-20. Two of the last 3 games between these 2 schools were decided by a touchdown or less. Tonight was the 30th meeting between Jenison and Hudsonville, and the Eagles are ready to bring home a win. They absolutely dominate in the first half, finishing at 24-0 for the Wildcats. But the Wildcats have their head in the game, and they are not backing down. A touchdown from Brody Skytman, and the score is 24-6. But the Eagles are ready to bring this one home. A huge run and a touchdown now for Hudsonville, and they continue to widen their lead 31-6. Now end of the third quarter, and Hudsonville has this game in the bag. Fourth quarter, Hudsonville is off and running again. Another run from Brady Lake and a touchdown for the Eagles. Hudsonville brings home a win over the Wildcats. Final score 38-6. In all fairness, Grand Haven has had a tough time with the Scots. Caledonia joined the OK Red in 2016, and they've beaten Grand Haven in all of 1 of their meetings. But with tonight being Buck Pride Night, there was no better time to try and buck that trend. First quarter, Andrew Williamson goes for it, making the wide run all the way to the end zone. Bucks are up early in the first quarter. But the Scots are ready to strike back. Betsy Broder goes for the touchdown, and the Bucks can't stop it. After a stumble and a flip, he lands in the end zone. Scots catching up now, score is tied 8-8. But the Bucks get it back on their end of the field. A throw from Luke Berry and Will Kormstra with the incredible catch. Grand Haven takes the lead again, 14-8. But that lead doesn't stick. Brody Betzer with a throw to Aaron Collins. Xavier Rodriguez tries to take him down, but he's too late. Scots score 15-14, and they keep the streak going. Another great throw from Brody Betzer, and Lincoln Senti with the jump and grab, and he lands the touchdown. Caledonia wins, final score 36-28. These 2 teams played each other tonight for the first time since 2019. GR Christian would get off to a flying start. First drive, Eagles are in the red zone when Tony Phillips takes the handoff, cuts to his left, makes two men miss, and he's in for the touchdown to give his team the early 6-0 lead. But it was all Hawks from there. On the following drive, Max Farrick punches it, and after the two-point conversion, Eastern led 8-6. Then one of the craziest runs we have seen all season. Jordan Shabazz looks like he's going to be brought down near midfield, but somehow evades an entire group of Eagles defenders. Then manages to tiptoe down the sidelines, and he's gone so fast the camera can't even catch up. What a run! And it was 16-6 Forest Hills Eastern. The Hawks would strike again on their next drive with another touchdown run from Farrick. Eastern cruises to a huge 51-6 victory. These schools are only 20 minutes apart, but tonight was their first time meeting since 1979. The Sailors came into this one looking to defeat their undefeated record. But the Rangers are ready to break their streak. They lead the game at the end of the first half, 26-6. But the Sailors are looking for a comeback. Carson Weiss with the drive, weaving his way through the defense for a huge up. Next drive, the Sailors barrel their way through the line into the end zone, and FHC can't manage to stop them. But the Rangers are still in the lead, 26-13. The ball now back in the Rangers' hands, a long throw from Nick Williams to Max Hostler, and he takes it and flies towards the end zone for another Rangers touchdown. FHC takes the win at home, breaking South Christian's undefeated streak. Final score, 34-13. After conference realignment, tonight was one of the first times these two teams have squared off ever on the gridiron. Both teams are coming off of big wins from last week, but the Hawks are ready for another victory at home. Second quarter, a snap to Brendan Thompson, who gives a quick pass to Max Farrick, and he takes off. He's got defenders breathing down his neck, but he makes it all the way into the end zone from the 40-yard line. The Hawks are a touchdown up and going for a two-point conversion. Brendan Thompson now dropping the ball, but manages to catch it. He looks back for his target and throws a deep ball to Kendrick Penkovic. He makes the catch, but the ref later rules it's no good. But the touchdown stays, and FHE is up 7-0. The Hawkeyes try and catch up on the early lead in the second half, but can't make it happen. Forest Hills Eastern wins, final score 28-7. Hope College finished their 2023 regular season with a 3-game winning streak, and they're hoping to keep that run going today against the Loras College Dewhawks. The energy was up in Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. Hope was ready to start the season off with a victory. Starting off strong in the first quarter, Chance Strickland sneaks by for an early touchdown. The Dutchmen lead the Dewhawks 7-0. A minute left now in the first quarter. Strickland with the wide run again, another touchdown for Hope. They are still in the lead at the end of the quarter, 21-0. Second quarter now, ball is on the 3, and the Dutchmen once again showing why they win game after game as Chance Strickland continues to dominate. The score is 28-0 Hope. The Dewhawks still can't make anything happen. They finished the first half with 0 points on the board. But the Dutchmen are flying high, and they have no signs of stopping. A touchdown from Taylor Amos, and they widen the lead some more, 42-0. But Chance Strickland still has his eyes on the end zone. Now he's no Travis, but he knows how to ball, and he puts even more points on the board. The Flying Dutchman absolutely crushed the Dewhawks. Final score 49-0. Welcome back to 13 on Your Sidelines College Edition. Today I'm at Davenport University, where the Panthers are taking on Central Missouri for their first home game of the season. The Panthers are on a 2-game winning streak and hoping to keep that run going at home. First quarter, a throw from Mike O'Horo is complete to Liam Kavanaugh, and he takes off down the field, just barely making it into the end zone for the first Panthers touchdown at home. But the Mules are ready to strike back. LaAngelo Bell shoots through the gap for a touchdown, passing the Panthers' early lead 12-7. Second quarter now, and the Panthers are ready to take back that lead. Khalif Jenkins has the ball and goes for the dive, just barely crossing the line for another Panthers touchdown. But the Mules get the ball back on their side of the field. Christian Dixon makes the catch in the end zone, and they are 18-14. O'Horo now with another great throw to Preston Smith, and the pass is complete. Panthers score another touchdown. But Davenport can't keep the momentum going. They lose in the last quarter by just 1 point. Final score, 32-31, the Mules. Welcome back to 13 on Your Sidelines College Edition. I'm here at Hope College, where the Flying Dutchmen are getting ready to take on Trine University. Hope College is ranked in the top 25 so far this season and have a 4-0 undefeated streak. And the momentum from past wins keeps on going today. Less than 4 plays into the first quarter, Chance Strickland runs it all the way from the 46, almost making it into the end zone. Second down, and Strickland finishes what he started, making it into the end zone from 1 yard out. And the Dutchmen are all gas, no brakes. Tyler Amos sneaks past the line for another touchdown. Hope leads at the end of the first quarter, 14-0. Second quarter now, Chance Strickland is ready for another. He weaves his way through to the end zone, and this guy makes scoring touchdowns look easy. The Flying Dutchman getting it back towards the end zone once again, and Ben Wellman goes for it, making it 28-0. Hope finishes the game 42-6, marking the 500th win in program history. Tonight, during halftime here at Ford Field, legendary Lions wide receiver Calvin Johnson will join the team's version of their Hall of Fame.
Last year was obviously a pretty special season for the Lions, and when Lo and I look around Ford Field, I think there's two things missing. The first is a Super Bowl banner, and the second is Calvin's name in the rafters.
Calvin Johnson played 9 seasons in the NFL, all of them with the Detroit Lions, and is considered as one of the greatest wide receivers of all time.
The Pride of the Lions is a really exclusive club that honors former Detroit Lions players who were extraordinary, both on the field and off the field, and what they accomplished as players, but also within their communities, what kind of teammate they were. Calvin Johnson will be only the 21st member in a 90-year history for our franchise.
In 2007, Johnson was selected as the Lions' second overall pick in the NFL draft after playing college football for Georgia Tech. Over his 9 seasons in Detroit, Johnson stood out and earned a record-breaking list of accomplishments.
Calvin Johnson, who makes the catch!
SVP of Marketing and Brand for the Lions, Emily Griffin, said that choosing Johnson to join the Pride of the Lions was a no-brainer.
We selected Calvin easily. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2021 after a remarkable season where he was a 6-time Pro Bowl selection, a 3-time first-team All-Pro. He racked up 11,619 yards, 731 catches, and 83 touchdowns.
Johnson, touchdown!
On top of that, Johnson also still holds the record for the most single-season receiving yards than any other wide receiver in NFL history.
He's going! Calvin Johnson being chased by 4 Cowboys inside the 10.
It's a prime time, big stage on Monday Night Football. It seems like a perfect fit.
Griffin added that not only is it exciting for the team and the fans, it's also especially exciting for her.
It means a lot to us. To me personally, you know, he is a big reason why I became a bigger Lions fan. He is the first Lions jersey I ever bought. He is just extraordinary, and watching him play was a privilege.
Johnson will officially join during tonight's game at halftime. 100 former Lions players will take to the field, and Lomas Brown, the last Lion to be inducted, will do the honors and reveal Calvin's name in the stadium, where it will now remain forever. The start of school is an exciting time for a lot of students, and homecoming dances are a big highlight. But some high schoolers struggle to afford that perfect dress. Now, one Grand Rapids mom is trying to change that.
And I know how important it is for students to have fun at their dances and to be able to attend. And we had a couple fancier dresses come in, and it sparked an idea to create a Let's Dance section.
Michelle Hatfield is the Director of Social Concerns at St. Alphonsus Church in Grand Rapids. She's seen how hard it is for her own kids' friends to afford high school dances and wanted to give them a chance to experience those special moments.
So that's how I got the idea, is just having a couple donations that came in. It sparked it, and then I had friends that were able to donate, and I even went through my own closets to see what we could contribute.
The church has had a food and clothing pantry for the last 40 years, providing much-needed items for the Northeast Grand Rapids community. But this year's new addition to pantry shelves will include dresses, heels, and other accessories for students in need.
The goal is really to help students have a great dance experience and feel like they are able to attend, because we can hopefully provide some of those things that would be a barrier financially.
The pantry is open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 1. Hatfield is hopeful they can get enough donations to provide items for dances all year round.
Just really excited about it and being able to offer this. And I see that there's a need, and I'm hoping that if we get enough donations coming in, it's something we could do on a larger scale just get them feeling all ready for their special day.
Anyone interested in donating items can drop them off during pantry hours or reach out to the church to schedule a time. Maddie Monroe, 13 on your side.
For the first time this postseason, Tigers found themselves leaving the diamond with a loss. The Guardians threw a tough punch, but with just a day off between games 1 and 2, manager A.J. Hinch only has time prepping the team for its next match out in Cleveland. Looking to avoid going down 2 games in the ALDS, there is nobody else the Tigers would rather have on the mound than Tarek Skubal. In Game 1 against the Astros last Tuesday, Skubal threw 6 shutout innings, and tomorrow he will look to even up the series. Of course, the Bats will have to get going against Matthew Boyd, but October baseball isn't meant to be easy, and Detroit seems hopeful. Yesterday was just one loss in the midst of a deep postseason run.
You know, their lineup from the top, you got an all-star at the top who sets the tone and a beast in the middle, and a lot of different guys throughout that put pressure on you, and then we saw their big bullpen. So, you know, this is obviously Game 1, and we get a day off to reset. We've been really good at it, and you know, we plan to throw our best out there in Game 2.
Game 2 is set for a 4:08 first pitch on TBS. And out in Ann Arbor, Michigan dropping its first game of the Big Ten play and national championship rematch with Washington. And to make matters worse, the quarterback merry-go-round continued, with Sharon Moore turning to his 3rd quarterback of the season. The first 3 weeks, it was Davis Warren. The last 2, Alex Orji. But trailing 14-0 against the Huskies, Moore made the move to senior Jack Tuttle, and the Wolverines would respond with 14 unanswered points. But in the 4th, Tuttle turned the ball over on 2 consecutive drives, and a fumble and an interception that sealed the game for Washington. Tuttle finished 10 for 18 yards with 98 yards, a touchdown and an interception headed into its bye week. Safe to say no one knows who should be the next Michigan starting quarterback.
Yeah, I thought it came out and gave us a spark early. Obviously, 3 straight drives. You know, we had a touchdown, field goal, touchdown. So I think the players fed off of that. He practiced well all week and got back healthy, which was great for us. And, you know, we'll see. But positive. I think he gave us a spark. So we'll see if he'll be the starter. Looks like he's giving us the best chance. So obviously we got to clean up the turnover at the end. But he definitely had a exciting start to the game.
It's still unclear if Tuttle's performance on Saturday will move him into the starting quarterback spot. The Wolverines are off Saturday before taking on Illinois the following week. And if anyone is looking for the Alliance this NFL Sunday, you won't find him. Detroit is on its bye week, sitting 3-1 right in the thick of things in a crowded NFC North. Coming off their best overall game in the season with a win over the Seahawks, Dan Campbell says his team is feeling good, but is using this week to get a couple of the team's big pieces healthy. But this bye week is also a great time to continue to get better, and Campbell implores all of his coaches and players to see where they are a quarter of the way into the season.
It's so early in the season. I think it's more about let's look at ourselves here individually as position coaches, coordinators, and myself, head coach, and let's say where are we at? What are we doing well? What are we not doing well? How do we help these guys? And I think that's really got to be the emphasis right now.
The Lions are back in action 1 week from today to take on the Dallas Cowboys out in Dallas. Welcome back to 13 On Your Side Sports. I'm Maddie Monroe. For the first time this postseason, the Tigers found themselves leaving the diamond with a loss. It was a tough first matchup in the series against the Guardians, and with just a one-day break between games, manager A.J. Hinch has zero time to dwell on the loss. Looking to avoid going down 2 games in the 5-game series, there is nobody else the Tigers would rather have on the mound than Tarek Skubal. In Game 1 against the Astros last Tuesday, Skubal threw 6 shutout innings, and tomorrow he will look to even up the series. Of course, it's not all up to Skubal. Tigers bats also have to get going against Matthew Boyd. But October baseball isn't meant to be easy, and Detroit is hopeful that yesterday was just one loss in the midst of a historic, deep postseason run.
You know, their lineup from the top, you got an all-star at the top who sets the tone and a beast in the middle, and a lot of different guys throughout that put pressure on you, and then we saw their big bullpen. So, you know, this is obviously Game 1, and we get a day off to reset. We've been really good at it, and you know, we plan to throw our best out there in Game 2.
Game 2 tomorrow is set for a 4:08 first pitch on TBS. And also in Detroit, if you're looking for the Lions this Sunday, you might be disappointed. Detroit is on its bye week, sitting with a 3-1 record in the NFC North. It's a crowded division, but the Lions are coming off their best overall game this season. After the win over the Seahawks, Dan Campbell says his team is feeling pretty good. but they plan to use the bye week to get a couple of the team's best guys healthy and ready for what comes next. This week off is also a great time to get better, and Dan Campbell asked his team to check in and see how they fare a quarter of the way into the season.
It's so early in the season. I think it's more about let's look at ourselves here individually as position coaches, coordinators, and myself, head coach, and let's say where are we at? What are we doing well? What are we not doing well? How do we help these guys? And I think that's really got to be the emphasis right now.
The Lions are back in action 1 week from today to take on the Cowboys out in Dallas. And out in Ann Arbor, Michigan lost its first game of Big Ten play with its highly anticipated national championship rematch against Washington. To make matters worse, the quarterback confusion continued, with Sharon Moore enlisting his third quarterback of the year. For the first 3 weeks, it was Davis Warren. The last two, Alex Orji. But trailing 14-0 against the Huskies, Moore made the move to senior Jack Tuttle, and the Wolverines would respond with 14 unanswered points. But Tuttle couldn't keep the momentum going. 2 consecutive drives in the fourth, Tuttle gave the ball away with 2 turnovers. Then a fumble and an interception that sealed the game for Washington. Tuttle finished 10 for 18 with 98 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception. Now headed into its bye week, it's safe to say that no one knows who the starting quarterback will be going forward.
Yeah, I thought it came out and gave us a spark early. Obviously, 3 straight drives. You know, we had a touchdown, field goal, touchdown. So I think the players fed off of that. He practiced well all week and got back healthy, which was great for us. And you know, we'll see. But positive. I think he gave us a spark. So. We'll see if he'll be the starter. Looks like he's giving us the best chance. So obviously we got to clean up the turnover at the end. But he definitely had a exciting start to the game.
It's still unclear if Tuttle's performance on Saturday will move him into that starting spot. The Wolverines are also off this weekend before taking on Illinois the following.
Was there as Unity hosted the Sailors tonight.
Yeah, Jacob, the OK Gold is tough. South Christian was undefeated 2 weeks ago, and they're trying to prevent their 3rd straight loss. Tonight was the first meeting for these 2 teams since the 2022 district title game. Unity started off strong in the first half, 23-14. Then to start the second, a huge run from Isaac Steenstra, and Max Vancouvering finishes it off on the following drive. Crusaders are up 29-14. Unity takes possession again on the 34, and once again, Vancouvering brings it home. The Crusaders widen the lead 36-14. But the Sailors are not backing down. A great throw from Carson Beast to Chuck DeHaan. He goes to run it up the sidelines but gets knocked out of bounds. But to follow it up on the next play, Beast with another deep throw to Tyler Brinks, and he makes the catch. Sailors score, making it 36-21. But the Crusaders get it back in their hands. Nolan Viss ducks and runs all the way into the end zone. South Christian put up a great fight, but Unity brings home the win 50-21 and stays undefeated. Jacob, Hudsonville was looking to snap a 5-game losing streak against the Bulldogs. It was the 36th all-time meeting between these 2 conference foes, and Hudsonville came out swinging. Bryce Fox barrels through for an early touchdown, and the Eagles take the lead 7-0. But the Bulldogs don't let that lead stick. Jaden Terry gets his hands on the ball and goes for it, making it past the defense and running all the way into the end zone to tie it up in the first quarter. Second quarter now, and Hudsonville wants to take that lead back. Owen Harmsma with the ball, and he takes off, booking it towards the end of the field. An incredible run from Harmsma, and the Eagles are up 14-7. And that scoring streak continues. Connor Brindahl with the great throw to Brandon Van Lake. He almost gets tripped up by the defense, but he makes it into the end zone for another Eagles touchdown. The Bulldogs can't stop him, and Hudsonville wins 35-16.